Ooh, I'm excited about this one. I'm excited about this one because we are almost at the end of 2022, and a lot of us are feeling that need to take a look back in hindsight and see what has happened in the past 11 months. And also, we're starting to look forward to 2023. And we already have ideas, we already have these visions, and so we're kind of like in the middle, right? We know we're completing another year, but at the same time we're excited about this new energy that is coming in. So I wanted to talk about how we can embody the evolution and the expansion of who we are. Okay, and what I'm going to do is really dive into this conversation and help you decode and decipher your own chart so that first of all, you know who you came here to be, right? Your zone of genius. At the same time, how can you start embodying this? Because we go through all of these phases in our lives, right? We're all here for the expansion. We're all here for the evolution because we feel called to be part of the planetary shift, right? We all feel this soul calling, this soul urge to be that person to guide and support others onto their own journey to expansion. But in order for us to show up as these multidimensional light leaders, we need to first learn how to lead ourselves, right? In our own masteries with this unshakable inner knowing, right? That we are here for all of it. And how can we actually experience our own trajectory, right, towards our own expansion and our own evolution. So if this is the first time that you are joining me, welcome. My name is Julie Sasha Cloutier, and I'm a psychic, intuitive numerologist, and I'm also a soul purpose coach and mentor. And what I love to do is I love to use numerology and I love to use the esoteric, right? I love to use my connection to source to help and guide women who know that they came here to lead, who know that they have this incredible soul urge to create an impact in this lifetime. And most of the time, just having that soul urge is not enough because our human mind gets in the way, and then we either take one step forward, two steps back, or we start this project, right? This passion project that we have. And then, whoops, our mind gets in the way, our fears come up, and then we just retreat. So I am here to actually help you break those glass ceilings so that you can start soaring with both wings out, okay? So let's dive into this conversation. And if you have any questions, please let me know. If you know anybody who would benefit from this type of topic, this type of conversation, please share it. It would mean the world to me. And don't forget to like and subscribe. I would truly appreciate it. So, how can we start embodying the evolution and the expansion of who we are? Because like I said earlier, we are all here for that. This is one of the main reasons why we decided to incarnate into this physical world, right? It is to go back that much more evolved. We're here to experience what a human being is all about. But we also have a soul purpose, right? We decided to incarnate into this lifetime with an electromagnetic frequency. There's a reason why you were born on that specific day, and there was a reason why you were given that specific name. It's because it carries codes. It carries an electromagnetic frequency, a signature that broadcasts, right? And you also came in with a specific trajectory. And this is found within your life path sequence. And if you don't know your life path, you can go and check my free masterclass. It's going to be in the description, right? The link is there. It's free. It's called The Trajectory to Freedom. And in there, I teach you how to discover what your life path sequence is, right? I teach you how to calculate it and also what it means, okay? So your life path number, your sequence, because usually we're not a pure number. For example, I'm a life path 8, but I'm not a pure 8, so I'm a 268. There comes the term sequence, okay? Really, really important to understand your extended numbers too. So when you start tapping into your life path sequence, when you understand the trajectory that you came here to explore and to learn from, you will start to understand how to break free and how to untether yourself, right? From the constrictions, from the fears, from the limiting beliefs, right? That have shown up within your trajectory that you actually brought in, right? We all came here to expand. And so, of course, we brought in some serious life lessons, right? And also some challenges for us to overcome, because it is within these life lessons and these challenges that we find our light even more, right? We just amplify it. If we're able to just figure out what that is, then two things happen. One is that we stop living our life in the loop. And two is that we're able to alchemize these shadows into our greatest strengths, into light, okay? So I wanted to share with you something that I figured out after a while, because, you know, as these multi-dimensional human beings, and because we came here to actually lead and to create an impact in this lifetime, there's this sense of urgency, especially at this time of year, right? When we see that another year, yet another year is closing, it's like closing time very soon. There's this urgency of, holy crap, there goes another year. What did I do? Did I do enough? I don't think I did. Oh my God, if I could have only done that. And so there's this sense of urgency. And when there's a sense of urgency, we start making decisions that are not soul aligned, because we're just kind of throwing spaghetti at the wall and hoping something would stick, because we just want to get to that destination over there, right? We all have visions and we have goals, and that's great. We have dreams. We need those, because that's what actually gets us motivated, right? Our heart's desire is this fuel, right? It's the fuel that gets you up every morning. And that's another code within your core sequence in your chart. Your heart's desire is your how. How does your soul want to express itself, and how does it want to show up in this lifetime? And I always use this as my fuel, right? And if you don't know your heart's desire number, let me know in the comments and I will help you discover what it is, and I will let you know what it means, okay? I'll give you a snippet of what it means so that you have an idea, okay? And so when I started seeing my journey as a journey and not just, you know, an ends to a, like a means to an end, right? I started shifting and seeing how it's the journey that we need to focus on and not so much the destination. Because if we focus on the destination all the time, we will skip steps, right? And we will also maybe miss out, most likely, on the really important life lessons that are being shown to us, because we're going to be way too focused on just getting over there, right? On just getting to point B. And here's the thing though, this whole idea of the destination of where you want to be. So let's give an example. Let's say that you are working in a corporate job right now and you want to dive into this incredible program, right? Or certification that you have been wanting to do. And you think that once you get that certification, right, your life is going to change, right? Your entire life is going to, that's the destination. It's like, I just want to get that certification. But here's the thing, if ever you do get there, once you do get there, right, and get that certification, then there's going to be another destination, because now you're certified. And now your new destination is, well, now I want to start bringing in clients. Now I want to start, you know, really transforming people's lives. That's my new destination. And then you're going to go on this other journey, right? And that's going to be that destination. And then once you get to that one, there'll be another one. So this whole thing of getting towards our destination, that's just an illusion. And we need to just kind of flip the script on that, right? And shift our perception and start really enjoying the journey. And it is through the everyday decisions that we make that we end up embodying. This is how we end up embodying the expansion and the evolution of who we are. So there's a lot of people that do spiritual bypassing, right? It's like, yeah, I read the book, or yeah, I did the program, or yeah, I got the certification, or I got the healing, but they don't integrate. So here is how I coach my clients to start embodying, right, who they came here to be while they're like going through this beautiful evolution, right? This beautiful expansion, because we're always evolving, right? Always evolving. So first, it's the information. And how I do this is I reconnect them with their truest essence, right? Through numerology. And so they will witness their brilliance, they will witness their power, they will witness everything about them, their challenges, their ancestral wounds, their past, their present, their future, their life themes, everything, right? Their passions, all of it. They get to reconnect with it. Okay, so there's deep soul remembrance that happens. And all of this, like I'll say like step one type of thing, okay? It's information. Now, information can ignite you, right? Information can get you moving. Information can inspire you. And so this is why a lot of us will go to retreats, or we'll buy this fantastic book, or we'll listen to a podcast, right? And we will become activated, inspired, and excited. And we're like, okay, I took down some notes and this is it. I'm going to do it. Boom. And then nothing happens, right? We have the best intentions in the world. But then it's like everything just kind of fizzles out and life gets in the way, and then our gremlins come up. It's like, you can't do that. Who do you think you are? And what if? And then we go down that spiral and we go back to where we were, right? We go back to where we were. So information is really important. It's the first step. It's like, because it does ignite something within you. It reconnects you, right, with your truest essence, the way that I do it with numerology. Now, the second part is integration. This is the work. This is where you enter that cocoon, right? I call it the goopy part. This is where a lot of people will kind of hit the brakes and say, whoa, just a second, because now we are not kidding anymore. This is the work. And I'm going to tell you this with the most love, right? With the most love, but you will never, ever be able to embody your highest potential if you don't do the inner work. You cannot go around it. You can't avoid it. I know, I've tried it many, many times. And I see women do this, right? Like, maybe if I just skip this part. No, you cannot. You have to go through the goopy part, right? I call it the goopy part because when the caterpillar wants to turn into a butterfly, once it goes into the cocoon, it creates its cocoon, it turns into goop, complete goop, and it has to trust that it's going to emerge as a butterfly. And that's what we have to do as multidimensional leaders. We have to trust that when everything is being unraveled within us and around us, that it's all happening for us. And this is how you start integrating everything that you've learned about yourself. So what I do is that I bring up all of these incredible numerical codes, right? And I ignite you, and you get really excited about it, right? And you get motivated and get inspired. And then we start doing the inner work. And what I do first is that I go dive into your life path number, right? Your life path sequence, because that is where about 80 to 90% of your shadows, of your challenges, of your life lessons, they lie. That's where they lie, right? That's where they're all hidden. And so we start unraveling all of them, and we start shedding light on each and every one of them, right? And then we start working. We're doing the inner work. We're alchemizing it. We're transmuting it, because every number has a duality. It has the shadow aspect, and then it has the light aspect. And so through energy healing, through mindset, right? Through releasing, through so many beautiful rituals that I have learned in a closed initiate school for mystics and sages, we are able to liberate you. We are able to untether you from what has been holding you back. And you start integrating the light aspects of your codes. So what does that look like? So let's say that we'll take me for example, because why not, right? Transparent here. So I'm a life path 268, okay? And one of the ways that I started integrating my code 2, okay, because 2 is the gateway to the soul. 2 is about intuition. It's about your empathic abilities, your psychic abilities, right? It's a number of connection. And so you will connect with yourself first to be able after that to connect with source and then connect with others. Okay. So that's what the 2 is all about. And so the way that I started to integrate the 2 is that I started meditating, right? I had to start bringing in the frequency, the light aspect of the 2. And I knew it was all about connection. And I knew I had to do this inner communion first. And I had to really start listening to my intuition. And so I started meditating. Just a few minutes a day, meditating. That's what I did. And that is what integration is. You start integrating things every day, little things, right? For the 6, the code 6 behind, when you look at the frequency behind it, what's really interesting about the 6 is that it's the biggest self-sabotaging number in numerology. It's the self-saboteur. I mean, it will bend over backwards for anybody. It is the nurturing visionary. It has this beautiful ability to see the beauty within everybody. You know, it's very third eye type of energy. But the shadow aspect is that you become depleted, right? You're everywhere, you're spread out thin, and that means that you're nowhere. When you're everywhere, you're nowhere. And so for me, what I started integrating is more self-love, right? Hello, John. I'm so happy that you're joining me. So what I started doing is I started integrating more self-love. Now, what did that look like? At first, I just started taking time just for me, just to go walk in nature, right? We were living up north for 3.5 years, and I would just go get lost in the tundra with my dog, you know, and that was just a really nice way for me to start integrating, first of all, the connection of the 2, right? This, I was connecting with myself, connecting with nature, connecting with source. And then the 6 was, well, I was taking care of myself, right? I was putting myself first. I was loving myself. Okay. So those are 2 examples on as to how you can start integrating the codes of your life path. And then with this integration, after a while, it becomes an embodiment, right? It just becomes a way of being. That's what embodiment is. It's like it just becomes you. So today, I don't have to, you know, force myself or think about connecting, you know, to my inner self and meditating and connecting with source so that I don't have to anymore, because it was so integrated that now I've embodied it. And so it's just my way of being. That's how it is. Same thing with just going for walks and putting myself first and honoring. That has morphed into something else, right? Because of course we're on this path of evolution. So it all started with just me going for walks in the tundra with my dog. And then it turned into, you know what, I'm going to make sure that I am implementing stronger personal boundaries, you know, and I'm going to honor them. And this is like a big work in progress. And it still is, you know, because we're always on this path of evolution. And so we're not looking for perfection here. What we're looking for is expansion and evolution. And that is how you start embodying it. First, you have to know, like, who are you? What did you come here to do? You know, how are you meant to show up? And once you have that, then you start, I would suggest that you start looking at your life path sequence and start with one of the codes, right? So your life path sequence is not just the result, you know, like for me, I'm a life path 8, but I'm not a pure 8, I'm a 2, 6, 8. Go look at your extended numbers. If you don't know what that is, you can either ask me now in the comments, or you can go and check out my free masterclass, right? That I will put in the description so that you can check it all out. So I would suggest that you do that, right? Go look and go and check out, go and choose one code. Like, which one do you want to start integrating? Don't try all 2 or 3. It's not going to work. Start with one. The one that resonates with you most, right? Start integrating the aspects, the light aspects of that number. How will it look like if you start integrating that into your life, right? And you'll see after a while, this is how you're going to start embodying it. And you will see your life just shift. It will shift. And I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to pretend that it's an easy path. You know, the trajectory, especially as multidimensional leaders, we have chosen a very unique path, and we chose these challenges within our trajectory so that we can actually expand from, so that once we figured it out and once we start alchemizing, right, these life lessons into our greatest strengths and teachings, we are then able to better lead others, right? So it's all happening for us because we are the ones that chose this trajectory. So that is one part of it. Okay, this is one part for you to start embodying. Another part, another way that you can do this, which I just love to do, and this is one of the things that I do with my clients as well, is that we dive into what we call a 9-year epicycle. So you must have heard me, if you've been following me, you must have heard me talk about the universal energies, right? I'm always saying, like, this year we're in a universal year 6, right? And next year we're going to be in a universal year 7. And we're always talking about how these energies and how these frequencies are affecting the collective, which is incredible. It's a great thing to know. But within your chart, you have personal cycles. You have this 9-year epicycle as well for yourself, okay? And when you look at this 9-year, right, epicycle, I would love for you to envision like a full spiral. So it's almost as if the full 9-year cycle, it's as if it was like a storyline. And within this storyline, you have 9 chapters that last for a full year. Okay? So once you go around, you know, the whole storyline, you have finished that whole book. But you're not done because we have another 9-year epicycle that comes after that. So it's almost like a book series, right, that you are creating. But the storyline shifts every time that you are done that whole book, right? After the 9th year, it's like, oop, now the story has shifted a bit. Why? Because during those 9 years, you've expanded, right? You went through an evolution. John, I saw your comment. I just can't see it coming up again. Oh, there it is. And I will respond to it in like just a minute. So this 9-year epicycle, your personal year cycle, is a fantastic way and a very powerful way for you to start integrating your expansion and evolution and to actually start embodying it. So I have a self-study course called The Ascension, which has all of the information that you will ever need and all the trainings and the teachings that you will ever need to use this type of system, right? To use the 9-year epicycle for your expansion, for your evolution. And the way that I downloaded this self-study course, it was like I didn't even think that it was going to be that massive, because it came in and I delivered it. But you can use this course in a multitude of ways. It has a life of its own and you can dive in wherever you want in the modules, or you can start at the beginning, like personal year 1, and make your way up, or you can dive into the personal year that you are in right now and start from there. And what is very powerful about these personal year cycles is that you know what energy is guiding you. You know what energy is supporting you. Every year has its own essence, right? There are years within the 9-year cycle, there are years that are doing years, right? There are years where they're very active, and there are other years where it's more of an introspection, right? It's more of an inventory type of energy. And when you know in which year you are in and what is being asked of you in your ascension, this is where you start doing quantum leaps, because you're able to work with the energy. You're working with your own codes, right? This is not you throwing spaghetti again at the wall hoping something's going to stick. You are working with your electromagnetic frequency, and you're also working with the universe, right? The numerical realm is part of this universal intelligence. The entire universe is based upon numbers. It's the infinite universal language. You can't go wrong. And so once you start knowing in which personal year you're in, you can start integrating the lessons that lie within these years. Okay, so for example, we're in a universal year 6. So let's say that you're in a personal year 6. This means that this year, if this is your year, right, it was a year of deep, deep healing. Deep healing. Right? It was all about healing the Divine Mother and Divine Father wound. It was all about aligning to your highest vision, right? Because the 6th is the nurturing visionary. So in order for you to be able to honor, to align and honor your highest vision, your highest path, you need to heal some layers, right? You need to hold yourself accountable and responsible for your leadership, for your healing. This is what the universal year is all about. But if it's your personal year, same thing, but now it's hitting you a lot harder, right? It's such an influence, like the impact is much stronger. It's felt much stronger because now it's part of your own personal cycle, right? It's not a collective energy anymore. Okay. So each year is different, right? With its tempo and its progress. So once you know what is happening, you won't be hitting your head against the wall, or you won't be confused anymore. You won't be self-doubting. You'll know exactly what it is that's being asked for you to expand, for you to evolve. And you're able to start, like I said earlier, integrating the lessons. And the way for you to figure out which personal year you're in, all you have to do is add the day that you were born to the month that you were born to the universal year. So I'll give myself as an example. I'm born March 13th, right? So 3 and then 1 and then 3. You put plus signs in between, all numbers, and then we're in 2022. So it's 3 plus 1 plus 3 plus 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 2. Okay, so and then if you end up with a double digit, then you reduce it to 1 digit. Okay, so if you do my numbers, it'll be 3 plus 1, 4, plus 3, we're at 7, and then we're at 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Like I said, 13, you need to reduce it. 1 plus 3, we're at 4. I'm in a personal year 4. Okay, but I'm starting to feel the energy of my personal year 5 coming in. It's really exciting. And so this year for me has been all about reconstructing, building foundations, organizing, step-by-step process. Not so much my jam, but it is necessary. It is necessary for next year. If you skip the lessons, or if you don't integrate the lessons of your personal year that you're in right now, you're going to screw everything up. You're going to mess everything up for the rest of that 9-year epicycle. And then you have to start all over again. That's why a lot of people are like, they come to me and I feel like I'm living my life in the loop. I just keep repeating the same thing. I don't understand what is going on. This is one of the main reasons. Okay, it's because we don't understand. Okay, let me look at your question, John. My understanding of this material is growing, but I haven't quite embodied it yet. There is a resistance, but I'm not sure why. Okay, it's really good that you actually have acknowledged, right, that you're realizing that there's a resistance. Okay, and the resistance is usually a huge indicator of what programming lies behind it. So I would love for you to start looking, because I know you have your numbers. So go and look and see where is it that you're calibrating to the shadow aspect of, especially in your life path number, okay? Go look at your life path sequence and go and see where is it that you're calibrating more on the shadow aspect. Where is it that you're still more or less, trying to overcome certain things? Okay, I'm in a personal year 3. I think 3 plus 3, yes, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12, 1 plus 2, 3. Yes, correct, John. You're in a personal year 3. So let me just finish for the other question that you had, and then let's talk about the personal your personal year 3. So what I would suggest for you to do is go look at your life path sequence. Go and see which code that you are calibrating to the shadow aspect where you're having a hard time overcoming, right? A certain challenge. Is there still, like I call them little gremlins, right? Is there still a gremlin like lurking in the shadows that you haven't shed light on, right? The resistance a lot of the time is because of a fear, right? When we resist something, it's not because we don't have the ability, we don't have the intelligence, we don't have the creativity, we don't have the willingness or the inspiration, is that there's something bigger here that's at play. And usually that is fear. So go and look through your life path sequence and see if you can, like, play Sherlock Holmes like I do, and go and see if there's a fear there that's lurking. What are you resisting? Why are you pumping the brakes, right? Your personal year 3 that you're in right now and you're finishing this off, and you're going into personal year 4, which I'm just finishing. So your personal year 3 right now is all the question that you've been asking yourself all year, right? Is what makes me happy? Like, what's my deepest desire here? What is it that I want to express? What wants to come out of me, right? What makes me happy? What about me? That's what it is. It's all about inspiration and joy and creating that ripple effect. And there's a lot of communication in this, right? Because it's about expression. It's about self-expression. So a lot of throat chakra, right, energy into this personal year. And you want to be able to answer that question. Why? Because if you don't know what makes you happy and what you truly desire, next year, which is a personal year 4, it's all about building, right? A strong foundation. What are you going to build if you can't answer this question now? So you need to be very clear as to what that is, what makes me happy, not what makes other people happy. What makes John happy, right? What inspires me? What brings me joy? What do I want to express in this lifetime? What is this, right? What's the imprint? What's the ripple effect that I want to give? And with that answer, right, even if it's just a feeling, it doesn't have to be like a visual. It could just be a feeling. It could be anything. But you need to get more and more clarity on that, because next year you're going to start building upon that feeling or upon that vision, upon that idea, right? If we don't know what it is that makes us happy, right, or what we desire, then we're going to end up building like a kingdom or a temple or whatever, right, according to other people's desires. Or we're going to build by default, or we're just going to end up not building. Who knows? Everybody gets to choose what they want to do. So this is the message that's coming in through for you right now. It's to make sure that you know what truly, truly makes you happy. What are you desiring to express in this lifetime? What's the ripple effect that you want to create in this lifetime? And then with that answer, next year, you're going to have a fun time building. You're going to have a fun time building. So in order for us, just so that we recap, in order for us to start embodying the evolution, right, and the expansion of who we are, we first need to reconnect with our truest essence, because a lot of us don't even know anymore. We've been disconnected from it from a long, long time. And that's just, and it's really not our fault in that, in a sense, because we've just been programmed to not be connected to our truest essence, right? Society has done a fantastic job for doing that. But now we're in the driver's seat. Now we feel this soul calling. We know, right? There's this inner niggle, and we need to honor that. And so we need to reconnect with our truest essence. And I do this through numerology, like I was saying earlier, and it's such a tangible way to do it that our human mind can actually wrap itself around and say, oh my God, yes. And your heart will start singing and doing somersaults, because it will be so happy, right? To finally reconnect with its truest essence. Like your soul will be just singing this beautiful melody and thanking you over and over again. And after that, it's to really start integrating, right, the life lessons. So go look at your life path sequence. Go look at your life path sequence and go and look at the life path, the life lessons that you came here to learn and to understand, right? Quite a few gremlins, right? And it's all right. These gremlins can become your best friends, right? They can become your best friends. When you start shining light on them, they magically turn into something else, another cute little creature, right? So integration, right? Then we start integrating. We start bringing in the light aspects of the life path sequences codes, like I explained for myself, for my 2 and for the 6, right? I was starting to bring some of those in. And after a while, it just becomes embodied within you. It just becomes who you are, right? Just the way, a way of being, right? The knowledge that there's something bigger than me trying to do something through me is scary. It's not that, okay, it's not that there's something bigger than you within you, is that the energy, right, of this fear right now just seems to be taking up more space within your electromagnetic frequency, okay, than your desires. That's all it is. It's almost like a balancing game, right? It's like right now there's more weight on the fear. And so right now what's happening is that it's overwhelming you more, right, than your desire. So what we need to do is to first reconnect with your desire. So go look at your heart's desire number and go and reconnect with the frequency, the essence of it. Go look at your destiny number, which is your highest potential, your zone of genius. Go and reconnect with that, right? With these 2 codes. Then you go and look at your life path numbers, right? Your sequence. Go look at them one by one and start playing Sherlock Holmes. The fear is an illusion. That's all it is. It's an illusion that has been created from belief systems. And the belief systems were just imprinted on you at a very young age, or it came in through your electromagnetic frequency, through your life path sequence. So that's why I'm saying go look at your life path sequence. Go look at that. It is just an energy, right? And an energy, it's you can change it, right? You can transmute it. You can, it's like a magician, right? You can like play with it and you can alchemize it. Okay, we are alchemists. We are alchemists. We are able to do this. We're able to grab an energy and to transmute it, to alchemize it. And you're capable of doing this, right? So this fear, it is not bigger than you. What it is that it's the energy that just happens to be bigger than your desire or than your vision. It's just taking up more room, but it's just an illusion. You just need to shed light on it and you'll see it'll shrink down. Start shedding light on it. Okay, but go play Sherlock Holmes in your life path sequence. Okay, hope that helps you. Hope that helps you. And if if any of you who are listening happen to be in the same situation as John, then I invite you to do the same thing. We are much more powerful than we're led to believe. We are so much more powerful, and we are capable of taking a look within us, right, and starting to alchemize all of these belief systems and programs and all of these imprints that have happened to us, right, over our lives. We are able to do this, but we've just been programmed to not believe that. But I am telling you, it is possible. I have witnessed so many people do this. So many of my clients, I've done it as well. Now, like I said, we're in a constant state of evolution and expansion. And once you start embracing the journey, like I was saying at the beginning of this conversation, then it won't seem so daunting and you will start giving yourself more compassion and more love and more attention. And you will be able to take the time, and you'll want to take the time and do the inner work. You will want to try to find those gremlins. You will want to alchemize everything into light. You'll want this because you'll understand that whatever is happening right now is just a way for you to evolve. It's just a way for you to see yourself in a different way. It's just a way for you to grow, to expand, right? That's all it is. That's all it is. It's just that our human mind gets so caught up into everything, and we get overwhelmed, and we just decide to not do anything. We stay at a standstill, or we keep looping around all the time. Okay? All right, so I wanted to talk a little bit more about I was talking about the ascension, how I have this self-study course, right? And this is where you dive into this 9-year epicycle. And like I was saying earlier, you can use it in so many ways. And I explain that to you within the course, right? And if you're interested in that, I will put the link. You can take a look at it. It's everything is yours for a lifetime. And the first time that you venture into this self-study, even though it's a self-study program, if you have any questions, I will answer it. It's in a private community, but I will answer your questions if you just put them in the comments, okay? Because I really want you to be able to integrate the teachings that I share with you. The other thing that I wanted to share with you is that I am offering this one-time masterclass, right? It's called the Visionary Vortex. And this is a 3-day masterclass. And it is like the next step, I guess you could say, or like an upgrade to the Ascension, right? To the Ascension Self-Study Master Course. These 3 days are going to be about you creating 2023 to be the most expansive year yet for your life and for your life's work. And we're going to be diving in to these 9-year epicycles. We are going to be diving in to 2023's universal energies, but we're also going to be diving into every month, and I'm going to teach you on how to use the energies for yourself, to lead yourself, but also to lead others, right? Also to lead those who you feel called to serve, to guide, to support. So you can also use this 3-day masterclass as a tool for if you are a coach, if you're a healer, right? You are able to actually use all of this incredible knowledge, but we're also going to go through some integration. I'm all about integration. I am all about integration. So these 3 days, we are going to be spending time together. At the end of each training or each day, I am going to open up a live Q&A so that we can do some coaching, and you'll have an opportunity to get some one-on-one coaching with me to help you move through and shift through whatever it is that needs to be shifted, so that 2023 will be this incredible year of focus, of clarity, of expansion. This is where you're going to be able to lead yourself with that unshakable inner knowing and that unshakable truth, right? There will be no self-doubt and there will be no confusion, because you will understand what is coming up for you in your own personal life, but also as a leader. You will better understand those who you choose to serve, right? To guide and support, so that you can better guide and support them. It is such an extraordinary masterclass, because it's going to tie everything up with this whole conversation that I just had about embodying the expansion and the evolution of who you are. And I'm still receiving some information and transmission, so there might be some other stuff that's going to be added in. It might turn into a 5-day masterclass. Who knows? But right now it's 3 days. And if you're interested, let me know, right? And we can talk about the details. And if you want to join, you can join, we can register. We are going to have this 3-day masterclass in December. It's the first week of December. I haven't chosen the exact date yet. It hasn't come through, but I will let you know. So let me know if you're interested in that. Let me see. I think, John, you had another question here. I'll be in touch with you to get the codes. Not sure what they are. I have my numbers that you gave me. I love how you explained this. Thank you for being you. You are so welcome. Yes, so if you want your numbers, just give me a shout out, DM me, and I will send you all of that information. Now, if you don't know all of your numerical codes and you'd love to know what it is, you can reach out to me and we can book you a light leap numerology session. And this is where you get to know your codes, we dive into them, and you also get to choose a specific aspect of your life that you want to dive into so that we can break some glass ceilings. So this is like a 90-minute one-on-one recorded Zoom call, right? This is where you and I, we have this conversation. Everything is recorded. You get the recording, so you can listen and re-listen to the magic, because there's things that will land, those things that will integrate within you the first, second, third, fourth, fifth time, okay? I have some clients that have listened to their reading for like 10 times now, and like every time there's something new, every time something different lands, right? So if you're interested in that, let me know. I'll be more than happy to give you the details, and then you can book your session with me. So it has been an extraordinary conversation. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. And if you're not following me on Instagram or on Facebook, you will have the links as well in the description once the replay is up. And on that, I'm sending you all so much love, so much light. Mwah. Ciao for now.